Alright, let's talk about goal setting. There are two line of thoughts when it comes to goal setting. One says that if you do not aim at something, you don't know where to shoot. You if you have something that you want to achieve, you can take steps to achieve it. Otherwise you will be lost. Second line of thought, it comes from the Oriental philosophy of Gita, is that you work for the work's sake, what Lord Krishna calls Nishkam Karm, desireless action, in which he says that if you target something and if you win it, then it will boost your ego, and if you do not achieve it, then you will get hurt. But these feelings are temporary, and if you look at your life, let's say if you have one goal, you achieve it, you cannot stop there. You have to do something after that as well. And in order to be able to do things efficiently, it's important that your psyche is more or less stable as compared to being too high or too low. Thus, it makes sense to work for work's sake. The problem over here is that at some point of time, life happens. When you're working just for work's sake, there are a million different things that could pull you in their direction. Now, in Gita is a very very detailed philosophy, and it will take an entire podcast, it will take an entire book to explain it. But in that, they talk about not being too happy in happiness and too sad in sadness, and they have this word of titikshva, which means that tolerate things, but in a way to let things pass through you, let the emotions pass through you. That's a good thing to practice. I try to. However, in the modern life, we have emotions, and they do get in our ways. Sometimes we just feel lonely. Sometimes, especially when you're working in a very high pressure environment, then you sort of break. You're not able to understand things. It happens to me a lot. Sometimes I'm just not able to understand the research papers, what they're talking about. I would read pages and pages, and I have no clue what the author wants to talk about. And sometimes there are so many papers to read and so many books to read that I'm not able to finish them before the deadline, and it is a frustrating experience. On the other side, sometimes it flows like water. I start reading it, I'm in the paper, I'm able to understand things, visualize them, grasp the philosophy behind it, understand the science behind it, and I'm very much happy, I'm in the moment. But the thing is that this is a repeated cycle. There will be days when I will be able to understand research papers really well, and there will be days when I would not be able to understand it, and both is understandable. The trick that the brain plays on you is that when you're tired and exhausted, frustrated, then your brain doesn't tell you simply that, oh, you're frustrated with reading the paper. No. Or you're frustrated because you're not able to meet the deadline. Your brain conjures up all the fear of future and all the traumas of days past. So the Pandora's box that was closed gracefully, it keeps on opening it again and again. And I think it's the brain's way of communicating that you're tired. If you're feeling like that, just a good idea is to go for a walk, do push-ups, do something physical, because you cannot fight brain using brain. So it's a good idea to do push-ups. So at this stage, we have figured out that the life happens, and then you're not able to achieve the things that, even if you have set steps to achieve something, you're not able to follow those steps, and it's okay, because it's usually you don't go from 0 to 1, and life as it is it's more of an exploration. So everyone has a very different life, and that is why the advice usually never works. And that's why we need almost everyone to share their experiences, because kind of shared experiences brings us closer to the truth and helps us understand what the heck this game is about. But we entered a game where we do not know the rules, and as we play the game, we are trying to figure out the rules. Thus, goal setting helps with one very important aspect of it, and this aspect is of your alignment. So, when things are going wrong, when something comes in your way that's painful, you can sort of let it pass through you, because you know that my goal is to finish my research work, and anything that comes in its way is not welcome, and anything that aids me in that direction is helpful to me. At the same time, there are days when you grow complacent. You're able to understand one research paper, or you get you went to that event and that felt really nice. You went to that fine dining restaurant, and today you're feeling so good. You just want to relax a bit more, and voila, bad days are at the horizon because you let go of your discipline. So, in such ups and downs and such high pressure environment, it makes sense to have a goal, but not so as to you're living on the lust of achieving something that will make you bitter. And if your discipline is bland, then at some point of time you will give up. So it's very important to engage in your hobbies, to talk about the things that you love, to reach out to people you love, and paint, write books, write stories if you like, write poems, read books. It really helps me. And making the things enjoyable, because life is not a punishment. It's many things, but it's not punishment. It's a love story. It's a very beautiful love story, and again, I'm taking it from Gita, that the entire idea of Nishkam Karm, desireless action, and you doing something to arrive at something, and doing things just for the heck of it, just for the pleasure of doing it, and that sort of creates a good life for you in the first place. You are in a much better position, because otherwise the chaos is too big, and you do not want to be in that chaos where everything is hurting you, everything is going wrong for you. It's better to take one imperfect step as compared to waiting for everything to go right till you become perfect. And second thing is that when you have a goal, whatever you achieve, it's not only beneficial for you, but it's beneficial for the wider society as well. You are sort of paving path for the coming generation. You're bringing people closer to certain understandings, and that's a good thing to do. That's a good goal to have, or whatever is your goal. I mean, even playing football could be a good goal, playing cricket could be a good goal, whatever it is. But to excel at whatever you're doing in a high pressure environment, you need to not be bothered by a lot of things that are happening around you. You sort of let it go, and it's true in interpersonal relationship as well, because as life is, people around us are people. They are mere mortals, and they go through their own pressure, they go through their own pain and suffering, and sometimes they end up saying things that is not very very wise, very mature. They hurt you at times as well, and at some point of time, if you could sort of shield yourself and not get hurt and let things go, it works in your favor. And again, it's not about seeking vengeance, or it's not about what's morally or ethically wrong, but your eyes are set on a goal, and if something is not conducive to you reaching your target, then you can let it go, and you can focus, because you have limited time and limited attention. You can focus on the things that are helping you achieve where you want to go. At the same time, you're enjoying your life, and yeah, I think that makes for a happy life. So in that sense, goal setting is important to sort of align you to a particular align your life in a direction. And but yeah, it must be always remember that just because we seek something, just because we want something, doesn't mean we are going to get it. And it's okay. We keep on trying, and we come back stronger every time. And if we achieve something, so far so good. If we do not achieve it, still we have experience. We start from experience. Yesterday I was talking to one of the professors of mine, and I told them that I feel like I'm back to square one. And he told me that you can never be back to square one, because now you're coming from a place of experience. And that is so true, that you are never going back to square one. And even it feels like history is repeating itself, this time you have experience. And life is not a straight line. You will always explore things, you will discover things, and it's uncertain, it's unknown. And that's why we say in English that make hay while the sun shines. Do the things that you wanted to do, as long as you're in a good mood, as long as good things are happening to you, because no one knows when bad things could happen to you. Not to worry about it. I think it's totally up to you. Even if you're worrying, that's okay as well. You will find a way. I have faith in you. And yeah, set a goal for yourself, and that's a good way to thrive in a high pressure environment. Alright, see you in the next video.